Hello, beautifuls. I have not made a video on this account, which is kind of sad, but besides read-throughs. But today is, Internet Friends Day, and I was going to make a sort of paragraph on Instagram about this, but I figured I would rather make a video about this because it's more meaningful when you actually hear the person talk to you about this instead of just, writing it down. Because, anybody can write down a paragraph. It's when you know it's coming from you, that's what usually it means. Like, I'm not saying, whoever wrote a paragraph doesn't mean anything, but you know what I mean, right? Besides me babbling on, this video is for my internet friends. It's going to be a very emotional video, so if you don't have tissues nearby for the people that know for a fact are going to be mentioned, please go get tissues right now. Because even I don't have tissues near me, but if I start crying, just get ready for the waterworks. Basically what I'm going to do is talk to you about my internet friends, tell you what they have done for me, how I describe them, how I think they are, and just my sort of side of what I think of my internet friends. And oh goodness, if you're not also I just want to point out, if you are not mentioned, just know for a fact that the entire StarKid family is my family. Like, this family doesn't even exist in my mind. This family, whenever somebody says, who's your family, the first thing I think of is the StarKid family, because basically you guys have been there for me through thick and thin, success or ruin, pulling a twisted, let me do that. Let me fix the camera real quick. But yeah, definitely, so I'm professionally done, but I don't care. But yeah, if you're not mentioned, just know for a fact that I love you all. Like, I seriously love you all. I can't even comprehend how much I love you guys. I love you more than anything in this world. If that helps. But basically, let me push it down, thank you. Because I'm sitting. I'm tired. But basically, I am going to start off with my closest friends that I still, that are just, I talk to every single day, probably more than usual, and just go on from there. But I'm going to start with, and I know she's going to know that I'm talking about her first, I'm going to start with my first internet friend, my very first, and that was Shannon. Shannon and I are both each other's first internet friends, and let me just say, it was the best decision I ever made with texting her. I finally got my phone, finally got a phone, and I put up, hey, I got a new phone, if anyone wants to be texting buddies, blah, 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 and Shannon, of course, DM'd me and said, well, here's mine, and so I didn't know her before that. I knew about her account, but I hardly ever wow, I'm really tired. I haven't really talked to anybody. And so, I texted her, and it was awkward. She can even vouch. It was awkward. We didn't know what to say. We were just like, hi. And I was working most of the time, so I basically didn't talk as much. I just literally said I was working and stuff like that. But then, after a while, we started talking about a bunch of other stuff, and then we started a little scheme that it's gonna happen, but, but, we started a little scheme, we started a bunch of stuff, and then it just grew from there. We just became practically sisters. I wouldn't say even practically, we are sisters. Like, basically, we're both like an adult and young version of each other. Like, I'm an adult version of Shannon, and she's a younger version of me. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. But she is, if you guys don't know her, she is the most lovable person that's ever hit the face of the earth. She is such a wonderful person. Like, she is funny, she is weird, but who isn't these days? But she is definitely funny. She's definitely sweet. You know, she's always there for you no matter what. Like, I can go to her for anything, and I know for a fact she'd be there with open arms for a hug and for a sniff, because that's her. But yeah, Shannon is such a wonderful person. I love her to death. She is basically my mini-me. I can't even comprehend how much I love you, Shannon. I love you so much. I really, really do. So the next person I'm going to talk about is my bestest internet friend. And don't get offended, but she is my bestest internet friend. I talk to her constantly about everything, and we talk about anything that's anything. We talk about our problems. We talk about, you know, ideas. We talk about basically everything. I don't think there's one thing we haven't talked about, and that is Maya. Maya is basically my bestest friend in the entire world. And, like, not even internet. Like, she's literally my bestest friend. I can't think of anyone that's even greater than her. She is... I can't even describe her. She's amazing. She goes through so much shit. She really does. She goes through so much hell. And yet she still has a smile on her face. You know, she always tells everybody to always smile. And I let me tell you, Maya, I tell you this every day. I idolize you. I look up to you in so many ways that it's not even funny. What was it? We met during actually through a Starship read-through. But we didn't technically talk until I got, she told her story of her having CF, and I felt bad because I didn't, I remember seeing her in Starship Read-Through, and I didn't want to ask, but I was thinking, well, is she okay? I wasn't thinking, is there something wrong with her? Don't think that. I was thinking, is she okay? Is there anything I could do to help? Because it seemed different to me, but, because I know I always say I go through a hard time, but she goes through hell, basically every day. But when she told her story, I felt, sort of like a spark saying, you know what, she deserves way more than, deserves stuff, and she deserves happiness way more than me. And so I remember getting Nickling to follow her ages ago. No, I wouldn't say ages ago, but it was it was back last year. And it was the happiest I've ever seen her. Literally the happiest. And you all know how much I, love Maya. I literally, whenever she's in surgery, I'm the first person to write, guys, please pray for her. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but, I cannot live without Maya. Maya, you know how much I cannot live without you. Every single time you ever think that you're down, when you think, bad about yourself or anything, I want to try to cheer you back up because I need you. I know that's, a weird thing to say, but I do. I care so much about you that it's not even funny. We know basically everything about each other, which is insane, but, we know each other's opinions on, dicks. You said that even in a video that we know each other's opinions on dicks, and that is so true. Best friendship right there. We talk constantly, and, you're paying me to go to GeekyCon, which is insane. I'm about to start crying. You're going to pay me to go to GeekyCon, which is amazing. I don't deserve to go, and I didn't, I do want this, but, I didn't, want you to do this for me, but at the same time, you did it with such a big heart, and if you all don't know Maya, which is shocking if you don't, Maya is probably the most amazing person ever. There's just, again, no words to describe her. She's amazing. She deserves everything in the world. She deserves so much love. She deserves so much. You have no idea. I want to give so much to her because of everything. I really, really do. I love her. I love her so much. Maya, I seriously love you. I love you more than the waking world. next two people, the next person I'm going to talk about is my beautiful, talented friend, Lauren. And I know, she probably didn't know she was going to be mentioned or something, but darling, you were going to be mentioned because I love you. Lauren and I met during a Frozen read-through, and this was with Corey too, and Corey's going to be mentioned, don't you worry. Me and Corey and her, we met through that, and even Michael, which he's another guy, he's another good friend that I have here too. Basically everybody I've met on that. Basically through that, I met you guys through that, and Lauren, you were funny as hell. We were so funny. I was Kristoff and she was Hans, and I kept calling her Prince Douche, which was so funny. We're definitely gotta do that again. Different people, but we gotta do it again. Lauren, the one thing besides you being super talented and super beautiful and super amazing, is also the fact that you get me in a way. We both go through anxiety, we both go through this, we both have families that are just on the iffy side, we get each other. And, whenever we need, whenever we're in trouble or anything, we know to always talk to each other. And that's what's really great. And I seriously love her. If you guys don't know Lauren, you need to. You need to know Lauren. Lauren is such a sweetheart. She's shy when you first meet her, but she's an absolute sweetheart. She's probably the nicest person ever, and she's definitely funny. She is definitely funny. Oh my God, there's some moments where she's definitely funny, believe me. And I love you, Lauren. I really, really do. Thank you so much for being there for me, and I'm always there for you, so thank you so much. I love you. The next person, Corey. Corey, oh my goodness, Corey. I can go on with you, too. Corey, you are the sweetest person that's ever hit I'm gonna keep saying face of the earth, because all of you guys literally, I don't know how you guys are even real. You're the sweetest person on earth. I literally cannot see you ever not being this sweet. I can tell you anything, and you're just up there to just cheer me on or to, make me feel better in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna start crying. I need to... But yeah, Corey, you have... Oh, there's my dog. But Corey, while I'm getting this, just wait a few minutes. You've been interrupted by Sandy. Just let that happen. But yeah, this probably might be a 2-part thing, but oh well. So basically, Corey, you are, again, the sweetest person ever. I can always go to you and you're cheering me on, or you're just making me happy. You care so much. You have such a big heart. Literally, I don't know how, how a sweet little innocent girl like you can have this such big heart. This is the hugest heart ever. And, again, I met you through Frozen read-through. You were Elsa, and you did your Pinkie Pie stuff. And that's what also kind of triggered, was that we both like, My Little Pony and stuff like that, and we love Frozen, and Star Kid, of course, duh. But, I don't know. When I first, I want to kind of, be completely honest. I have seen your account before. With all of you, I've seen your guys' account before you guys even talked to me. And this goes for all of you, but more Corey. You guys have literally, I thought you guys were way too cool for me. One reason was just, I don't know, it just, the fact that you guys, were just, 10 times cooler. Everybody knew you. I was just okay, I'm just not even a part of this. So, but now we're all inseparable. So it's insane even thinking about that. I just remember first being in the fandom and then just thinking, oh God, no one's gonna accept me. But then of course the people I didn't think were gonna accepts me. So try saying that 5 times fast. Accepts. But yeah, Corey, I love you. If you don't know Corey, you're living under a rock. Corey's the sweetest person ever. Like I said before, she's so nice. She's so caring. She's so kind. She is a princess. She is I know everyone's a princess, but no, she's literally a Disney princess. She is what